Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. If you're just tuning in, this is our video. You can, if you're listening to us, you can watch us if you choose to at our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. Rather listen to us, go to our website, thestephennightshow.com, or go to Anchor, Apple Podcasts, wherever you choose to listen to your podcast. All right, Ms. Parker, how are you feeling? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. How are you?
I'm good. How was your weekend?
I had a good weekend. It seemed like it goes by so quickly, but I say that every time. Can't remember what I did. Saturday we went to Derek's party. That was the highlight of my weekend. I think everyone had fun. But I wanted to make sure people understand it was literally like 10 of us there. Like
right, 10 people.
80s parties. Yeah. Actually, when I was there, it was 8.
Yeah, that's true.
But I know that when I left, 3 other people came. So, but it was great. Happy birthday. Today is actually his birthday.
Yesterday was his birthday. Yeah.
Happy birthday. And I knew like 3 people who had a birthday yesterday. So I guess Leo season is going in strong.
Leo season is strong.
It was great. I felt good being around people and having that time to laugh and catch up with everyone. So it was good.
Yeah. Chike, how was your weekend? Your weekend.
First of all, I just want to say I saw you guys' pictures and the event looked really, really festive. And I'm so jealous. You always have great social events.
Well, it was 80s themed.
It was 80s themed. And it's funny because I was worried I wouldn't find anything to wear. But would you guys believe that most of that stuff was in my closet? I actually wore that skirt out to a club like it was like probably 3 years ago. Like it was the hottest thing ever. I could not believe I wore that out. No one said anything to me, but I did. Not with the pink shoes though, but yeah, a lot of it was in my closet. And I found a $5 t-shirt that says "I love the '80s" on Amazon. So yeah, it was pretty fun to dress up.
That was really nice. It looked good.
Yeah.
So my weekend was honestly basically work. Seems like that's all I do these days, but I'm happy. I put out in the universe last year that I wanted to be published this year. And halfway through the year, and what we're dealing with, I'm like, well, how's this going to work out? I received the opportunity to be the film and media editor of I Matter magazine.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations.
I'm so happy about that.
Yes, congratulations, for sure.
I asked my editor-in-chief, I said, okay, when's the first assignment and what's my deadline? Well, your first assignment is this weekend and the deadline is Sunday. So
wow.
That's what I was doing this weekend. Yeah.
Awesome.
Finally sent it off. I was nervous about what it was going to come back. She sent bombs and fires to the article, so I'm extremely happy.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Where can they get more information on
that? You can look up I Matter magazine, but there's going to be an official situation that's happening. We're just trying to put stuff together.
Listen, we love to see people doing their things, so congratulations to you for that.
That is amazing.
Well, you guys inspire me. Doing this opens the doorway to so much more. So we did this.
That's awesome. I have to say, Ms. Parker does the Mental Health Mondays segment on the show where we started recently, and her last one got the most attention just on Facebook alone. So thank you, Ms. Parker, for being vulnerable and sharing your insight. So thank you for that again.
Yeah, I think it was because of talking about people's money.
Right, exactly. Well, look, they tuned in. Nair, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good.
Just got in for a good workout?
Yeah, I just got back, yep. Tried to shower real quick.
All right. How was your weekend?
Good. Easy weekend. I didn't do anything fancy. I didn't have any fun parties. I wish. But it was real easy. I think I watched some stuff on YouTube. I don't even think I really watched any movies. But I'm anxious to hear about Chike's review of the Beyonce thing. So.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, I had a good weekend, just chill.
Speaking of which, so my weekend was good. This is probably the most I've done in a weekend. Even from I went on a cleaning spell in my house, and I was going through my nightstand in my room and going through different closets and just throwing things away because I've been doing, with the closet, new office and everything. And so I found a lot of stuff, but I found $50 from 2015.
Want to do it?
So
you needed it too. You probably was looking for that money.
No, I didn't even know about it. What happened
I'm saying in 2015, you probably was looking for it.
Right. And so I found this folder, and it was from everything when my mother passed away. So it had the obituary and the program from the funeral, but also had the cards in there. So I was like, oh, I hadn't seen these cards since then. I haven't looked at any of that. So I was going through the cards. I said, well, this one ain't even open yet. I opened it up. $50.
Wow. I don't think it matters how much money you ever have. Finding money is always.
Finding money.
That is so true.
Yes.
Right.
So true.
But Stephen, you need to thank your mother. She did that.
Right.
Your mother did that.
Seriously. Yep. But I did go to the 80s party on Saturday. I wasn't really concerned going there because I've been to Derek's spot, and he does a good job of people kind of distancing and everything. I did afterwards think, I hope none of us got sick. I thought about, because
you prayed for us?
I prayed for all of us. And then I took all my supplements and a black seed oil and a green moss, whatever it's called. I took all that stuff.
Green moss grass.
Yeah. And my detox tea, because I also went to a brunch yesterday. That was my first time eating in a restaurant. Although I did feel
March, right?
I felt very comfortable though, because I knew that place would be good because it's a wide space, and they typically have the side of the building open, but they didn't, I guess, because it was so hot. But it was still, people were socially distanced. All the staff had their mask on, except for ours had hers down here, but she meant well. And but I really felt safe there. I don't think I'm gonna be going to restaurants like that. But it was a good, I had a homie from Cali in town, so that's why I went. But yeah, so I was supposed to watch the Beyonce, because I subscribed to Disney Plus. Finally did. I want to see Hamilton too. Then brunch, the mimosas had me like this, so I'm gonna have to watch it again.
I don't know why Steven always try to be up after brunch. It's impossible because.
Well, so it was brunch.
The reason the mimosas is bottomless is because it's the cheapest champagne. You gonna be sleeping.
Well, it was that, and then 3 of us came back to my house, and we were drinking, listening to music. I don't know what I thought, but whatever. So I'll watch that this week. But yeah, it was a good weekend. It did feel good being out and about, but I still don't want to, Peter Thomas from, Cynthia's ex-husband, he tested positive. He works in the clubs and all that, owns clubs and stuff. So it's just finding that middle ground, like we talk about on the show, being safe and all that. So, but knock on wood, I'm good. All right, so our question of the day is, check this scenario out. You run into your ex's friend from years ago. The friend says they're no longer friends with your ex. Is it okay for you to date that friend? Ms. Parker.
Why did you come up with these questions? I read it and roll my eyes and scroll up.
I'll tell you offline.
I knew it had to do with something personal, but I probably would not have been attracted to any of my boyfriend's friends for it to be an option. But I don't feel like we have ownership of people. That's something that I've really worked on. And I was telling Mike this, and he was like, wow, that's very mature approach to things. But I have this whole thing of trying to release the thing that I own someone that, someone I've dated and one of my girlfriends run into him and she wants to date him. I think it's okay because that may be that person's person. That may be who that person had been praying for. That may be, maybe when we were together, when we dated, for whatever reason, it didn't work because that wasn't my person or it wasn't meant to. And so I think it's going to be a lifelong journey. It's not something that, it's not easy to be this way. It's something that you have to constantly work on and freeing yourself of that mindset that you have this ownership to people just because you date them. But yeah, I probably wouldn't have been attracted to anybody that my ex was around in that way.
Yeah. Shika.
This scenario actually happened to me. So I'm with Miss Parker. Somebody's trash is somebody else's treasure. And you never know what the future has for you. You never know what soul you're going to connect to. So I say all bets are off. I mean, why not?
I think society has shaped us to think that way.
Yes.
But
especially if you're not married and there are any children involved.
Yeah. Now Now you fell out when Chike said trash is one of those treasures. What are your thoughts?
Right. That's just a funny way to put it, but I've heard that. So can you run it one more time so I can hear exactly?
Okay. So you run into, this is years later, you run into one of the friends of your ex. And when talking, you ask about the ex. Oh, we're not friends anymore. We're really, nothing bad happened. We just kind of lost touch.
Right.
And then there's an interest there. Do you feel comfortable? Do you think it's okay for you to date that person?
I've dated sisters.
You think it's okay?
Okay, why do you think it's okay?
Yeah, so
the question is yes.
So yeah,
the answer is yes.
I'm with the two other co-hosts. You know, no one's property of anyone. You know, we don't belong to people, and I think it's really how everyone feels. You know, I straight up dated sisters. You know.
Tell us the situation.
How do they deal with it? How they deal with it?
No, that's the situation, period. What happened?
They knew it. In the beginning, it was hard for them. It was hard for the ex that I dated, for her sister to be dating me. It was hard, but they worked it out however they needed to work it out, I guess. And you know, we dated. I did break up with her as well, but I
ran through the family. Go ahead.
She's not ran through the family. they were great girls. You know, they were great people.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah.
And you know, I think I'm okay, but they were really good people, and it just happened, man. It happened. Yeah. You know, it really happened. It was a couple of years in between. Obviously, it wasn't like right after, but it was one, and then a couple of years in between. And then you have the sister.
I think what happened in that situation is not your situation, but when you know, you date someone's, you know, ex, whatever, they're always looking at you like maybe you've always had that base in your heart, or always had that, you know, eye out for their person. So I think it's really being careful to maybe not have that. You know, it really depends on all three people who are involved, honestly, and how mature they are and how they view things. Their paradigm on life is going to play a huge role in how peaceful the situation is able to be navigated through, you know? Yeah. Because if somebody is super jealous, they're, no matter what you tell them, they're always going to think, okay, well, you was always looking out
plotting.
Like you were plotting.
Yeah.
But if a person is mature, especially if they're over the situation, a lot of times women are not over their exes or people, period. They're still attached feelings. And so in that case, you know, it can be hurtful. But I think, you know, as long as you go into it knowing, okay, well, this person wasn't my person and there's some healing there, I think you can navigate through that and be okay with it, especially if you're not that close to the other person anymore, you know.
Yeah. Well, I want to read one of the comments. Kenya Peterson said on our page, it depends on how freaky I was with the ex, because dudes talk more than women. You might want to see something. But
she's not lying. She's not lying.
Well, I think, you know, Miss Parker knows very well. She knows that I struggle with that ownership of friends situation, and not anymore. And it was really COVID that made me really not struggle with it, because we start this Zoom happy hour call, and there are people, you know, friends, and then people that all came that I knew, and real friendships, I think, came from that. And I remember even thinking, you know, recently I'm seeing people interact and have a good time. I'm glad to be able to bring people together. I just think when it's done messily, it's not a word, done, I think that's the issue. But I think, you know, like, you know, I've known Miss Parker since 2008, and we have a lot of friends in common. You know what I mean? And I think that's a good thing. You know, like, if you go out of town and you may know someone I know, or you met through me, that lives there, it's good that you have someone that can show you around and show you where, you know, that kind of thing. So I've come a long way with that, but I think as long as it's done, again, without transparently, I don't see a problem with it at all.
What do you mean you struggled with it? What do you mean?
Well, like, I would have friends who would go, well, I felt like kind of went behind my back and befriended other friends, and
Stevie, just be straight up honest. He didn't like when his friends.
No, but I've had
became friends.
No, listen, I've had male friends who have. I'll tell you, for example, we went to go visit. It was an ex-girlfriend of mine. This is when we were in school, ex-girlfriend of mine, and we went to go visit her for her birthday. And this particular guy, had been talking online with this other girl that went to the same school. So we went up there. At the time, cell phones weren't big. So I gave him my ex-girlfriend's room number to call me when you're ready. And so I find out later on, he had been calling her way after that. Don't tell Steven. Don't tell Steven. I think that's messy. That is
messy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's messy.
And so
but I think that's an extreme case. But
that's happened more than once.
Just simple friends connecting bothered you, and that's okay to admit.
No,
when friends connected, it used to bother you.
Well, I think for me it was like, okay, y'all hang out one time. That's y'all best friends. How?
Well, my thing is that it doesn't matter.
No, I'm telling you how I felt then. Now I don't care. I really don't care. But that's how I felt then. I did feel that. I'm thinking, okay. Have fun.
You said y'all hang out one time, now y'all best friends.
Best friends. I mean, hanging out, posting up, what? Anyway, but I have really come a long way with that, and I don't even care now because my friendship with you is my friendship with you. You know what I mean? And again, as long as you're respectful, I'm respectful of you.
Don't worry, man. I ain't gonna make friends with none of your friends that you don't.
I don't care. I don't care. But you know better, you do better. All right. So tweet us at home. Stephen Knight Show, SA Show, let us know. You run into your ex's friends years later. The friend says that they're no longer friends with your ex. Is it okay to date the friend? All right, so coronavirus update. We're now up to 18.2 million cases. Now, last week, we were 16 million with 691 thousand deaths, worldwide. Domestically, 4.8 million cases. Last week we were at 4 million, but now it's 4.8 million cases with 233,000 recovered and 158,000 deaths. Now, former Republican presidential candidate, and Trump supporter Herman Cain, he died of COVID-19 after attending a rally in Tulsa, but he also made other flights different places, so they're not really sure where he picked it up. He battled colon cancer, but that was back in 2006. A lot of people thought that he may have died of the cancer, but his family and his team came out and said no, that he had colon cancer in 2006. He actually did die of COVID-19, which made him more susceptible to passing, and he was 74 years old. Now, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced last Wednesday that she's requiring all House members and aides to wear masks on the floor after Texas Republican Representative, Louis Gohmert, he tested positive. They said that he doesn't have any symptoms, but he's definitely staying at home. Now, schools and college campuses across the country should be okay to reopen, but officials need to proceed with caution and make safety a priority, says Dr. Fauci. He said that today. We talk about this every day. I know we're all doing the best we can, staying healthy. Ms. Parker, what are your thoughts on coronavirus? We had a long conversation on Friday.
Yeah, I still think it's all ridiculous information that we're receiving, and nothing is consistent. I don't operate that way, and I can't accept that as a rational way of being or living or gathering information when things are just inconsistent. They send the kids back to school. I saw people putting their kids on the bus this morning, like on social media, posting first day back. And supposedly some kids in Georgia were at a summer camp a couple of weeks ago, and 95% of them tested positive. So that's only like 100 kids, but now you send your kids to school and with hundreds of other kids. It's just the messaging is inconsistent. So if the government isn't open, why are schools opening? I don't know. I'm just beside myself with, I'm glad that I don't have to do anything but think for myself. I think I'm afforded the luxury to have these opinions because I just have to look out for me. I don't have kids or a family or things like that. And I think it makes it more complicated. But.
Yeah. Chike, with teachers protesting, a lot of teachers across the country protested about not wanting to have schools open until the science says that they should be open. There was one area, I can't remember where it was, they actually made makeshift graves that had kids' names on there saying this person is not up for they shouldn't be sacrificed. What are your thoughts? Do you think schools should open, you being in the medical industry?
No, I don't think they should open. I had been saying this from the beginning. because at the end of the day, it's all about money. And some teachers are contracted and they have to justify the money that they're making. Even though we all know teachers don't get paid what they should get paid, they still want to justify the money. I say that teachers report to the building where they work and report to their classrooms and teach an empty classroom with a web TV in it, and every child is with a device at their home watching the lessons. Mm-hmm. This way, if the teachers report to the building, you can justify the money. You don't have to worry about what is teachers getting paid. That they're still teaching. They're doing it from where they teach. The children are just at home. I don't understand why we have all of these confinements in our social life as it relates to us everyday people that go to work. We can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do this. And we're adults, but you're going to send children out into the world? That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And, you know, there's one school, I can't remember where I think they're in Florida. They've opted not to start schools back physically, but they're going to send every student home with a laptop that needs one because, you know, some families can't afford it. Nair, what are your thoughts?
They trying to get everything open. They got Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas coming up, New Year's coming up. They don't want to miss this money out here. So they trying to get people back in the swing of things, you know, so that they can, you know, carry out these agendas when it has to do with money. And like Chike said, justifying teachers, their duties, their work, justifying getting them back working is a way to kind of start getting the system up and running again, you know, so that they can get back to the money. That's all it's about. But I'm with Miss Parker. I'm sorry. Think for yourself and your family if that's the case.
Yeah. I think, you know, me and Ms. Parker had a long conversation on Friday about this. And I think that the problem is we're not getting one clear message from leadership. We don't have, like, I watched this special last week. 2020 did it. It was like on a Tuesday or so. And they said that that the message needs to come from the federal government. And so now we have supposed to be the president of the country. He has his Corona task force team, not Dr. Fauci, but the other woman. I can't remember her name, Dr. Birx or something like that. She was over on the weekend saying that the numbers are, the issue's going to get worse. And this is someone who studied this, has been doing this for years, and he said that she was pretty much crazy. He didn't say that word, I can't remember what word he used, but he's ridiculous. And it's like, why have a task force if you're not going to listen to them? And these are people who have, like Dr. Fauci, who he's talked about, you know, he worked with the whole AIDS epidemic. You know what I mean? He's the reason why people can live and have HIV. You know what I mean? And so it's very confusing. It's frustrating. There were some parties over the weekend, huge parties, beach parties. Actually, one of the people that threw the party was arrested. I just wish that that there was a clear, concise message. And I think it wouldn't be so much confusion on what to believe and what not to believe. But I agree with the rest of us that we just have to do what you think is right. And, you know, ultimately the consequences are with us. You know what I mean? But kids, they should not be, I don't think they should be in schools. I really don't. All right, well, speaking of Trump, so apparently on Friday, he told reporters that as soon as Saturday, to see NBC, that TikTok would be closed. You know, he said Saturday, the ban on the Chinese-owned video app TikTok from the United States. As far as TikTok is concerned, we're banning it from the United States. He did not specify whether or not he will act through an executive order, but he said that he could do that. It doesn't sound like TikTok influencers should hold out much hope either, because despite rumors of Microsoft in talks of buying TikTok from the Chinese owner, Trump reportedly told reporters that he firmly rejects that idea. Now, ByteDance, that's the company that owns it, launched TikTok in 2017, but the app really didn't get popping until the coronavirus pandemic hit U.S. with over 2 billion downloads in April. But the rise of its popularity has prompted the Trump administration to scrutinize the app. TikTok provided the Shade Room, they provided a statement on Friday. They said, these are the facts. 100 million Americans come to TikTok for entertainment and connection, especially during the pandemic. We've hired nearly 1,000 people to our U.S. team this year. and are proud to be hiring another 10,000 employees to great paying jobs across the U.S. Our $1 billion creator fund supports U.S. creators who are building livelihoods from our platform. TikTok US server data is stored in the US with strict controls on employee access. TikTok's biggest investors come from the US. We're committed to protecting our users' privacy and safety as we continue to work to bring joy to families, meaningful careers, and those who create on our platform. Now, a lot of people were concerned about the information that was coming from TikTok because they felt like China was in on it, but TikTok saying that's not the case. Also, when Trump had the rally in Tulsa, it was alleged that a bunch of teenagers got together and registered for the rally, but not to show up. And if you remember, he said like 17,000 going to be there and only like 6,000 came. So they think that might be a reason why he's going after TikTok. Ms. Parker, do you think that, he has come out and said since if a U.S. company does buy it, he'll leave it alone. What are your thoughts on this?
I don't even want to spend too much time, and I think we already have wasted too much time on it. I think it's ridiculous that of all the things that's going on, he's worrying about TikTok. That in itself deserves none of my energy.
Yeah. Chica?
He's worried about TikTok and Goya. Those two things are most important to him right now. As millions of people die, those are the things that are important to him.
Wow. Just wow.
So I want people to be very clear with open eyes and look at the situation for what it is. And come up with your own determination. I don't want to tell anybody how to feel about things. But now all of a sudden he's worried about our IT integrity when they told him how many years ago that Russia interfered in things, but he had no involvement with it. But now you're worried about...
But that benefited him, right?
So that's why
he's freaking TikTok. You worried about a freaking TikTok.
Yep.
When hundreds of people are in your entire country is unsure of what's going on, left in limbo, and
it's all because you say they tried to cover it up. This virus is their fault. They tried to cover it up.
Yeah.
What about what you tried to cover up? I'm gonna stop before I want my head. Let me stop.
Right. That's why I'm like, it's not even about TikTok. It's just ridiculous. Him as a person, but.
Naya?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest statement there. It's not about TikTok. It's not at all about TikTok. They're just in the way for him. So he's doing whatever he can. You know, he's scrambling. But
I'm sorry, Naya, let me add one more thing before I forget. I just remember something. And also pay attention to, if he's able to get rid of TikTok, right? That's an infringement on laws that we have. Mm-hmm. He's running around testing every situation to see what he can do. So when he does what he does, he can do it with ease. Mm-hmm. Be careful what he's doing.
Yeah. We need to keep paying attention, not to the rhetoric, but to what he's getting.
The act itself.
Right.
If he can legally do this, what other medium can he use to shut us up? What other medium can he use to sell his propaganda? Yeah, exactly. So.
Well, it's interesting because last week he confused a lot of Republicans and Democrats, of course, by questioning whether or not we should do the election right now. And he does not have the ability or the power to change the election date. That's never happened. The only group that can change the election date is Congress. And they're saying, no, it's going to be November 3rd. But they're saying what he's doing is he's doing that to cause a question that if he does lose the re-election, to just create that buzz,
It's a narrative already. He's already knowing what the story is going to be if he does lose. He's always checking his boxes to manipulate the situation. So that's exactly what he's doing. But if he wants to change the date or postpone, does he not know automatically he's already out?
Yeah.
And yes, he becomes president. That's in the Constitution.
Go ahead.
I don't think it would be in anyone's best interest if he's reelected.
No.
I just don't. I don't even know why he would think that's even halfway of a decent idea or a good idea. He's had his time.
He doesn't even want to be in there, but he's so power
It's his ego.
He's power hungry.
He needs to. It would probably be in his best interest, everyone's best, the country's best interest for him to just, move on.
Yeah. They said that he wants to push back the election for open schools. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Kanye West has announced his VP nomination, and Ellen DeGeneres, if she leaves her show, Instagram has suggestions of who should take her place. Right back after this.